I believe it was what I expected. I think it was actually a little more than I expected. There were parts of the program that were expounded on that were beyond what was written down in the program materials, and that I believe were very beneficial. I think what I learned is recording is not all about technology, and if I learned anything, it's throw away the plugins, throw away the compressors, throw away everything you think is needed to fix a recording, and listen to the recording and get it right when it's going in, and that takes care of 90% of the fix problems.
My name is Mike Dawson. I don't even know what I expected, to be quite honest. But any expectations I could have had before this were completely blown out of the water, in a very good way. The main thing I learned today is I got a lot more to learn. Where I thought I may be in my career in another couple of years, it's going to take me at least a decade to get there. But a ton of little simple tricks that save time and make music sound incredible, that are just incredibly easy to achieve a perfect sound.
Oh, it was beyond what I expected. It was a phenomenal experience. The chance to just interact and to talk with the musicians, to talk with Alan, to actually participate in it. I mean, that's the big thing. It's not just a situation where you just come and watch, it's a situation you participate. It was incredible. I think the big thing is, especially from Alan's perspective, is just to sit and listen. I mean, it's all about, audio is just that, it's audio. So not to obsess over certain details, but to just sit there and listen and make sure that you're always in service to the song and the sounds.
I'm not sure what I expected. It was easily as good as I expected it to be. I felt that I learned the importance of all of the different pieces working together to kind of add up to a great recording. There were pieces of it that I had experienced doing very well, and there are other pieces of it that in the past I haven't done quite as well as was done in here. And so it was great to see how all those different parts sort of added up to make a really great recording.
My name is Matthew Poole. I'm from Montreal, Canada. It was more than what I expected, actually. I wasn't expecting the interaction with the session musicians. I wasn't expecting to have that kind of access to them. They were incredibly open in sharing experiences and sharing knowledge. A pleasant surprise, for sure. Also, the whole recording side of it, it kind of confirmed a lot of what I thought I was doing was correct. And when I saw Alan reaching for, 10K on the snare drum, when 2 seconds earlier I was saying to myself, I'd love to hear a little more 10K on the snare drum, I was like, okay, I'm doing something right here. So that kind of felt good. Main thing I learned was that less is more. And it was a big thing for me to see how little he did to the signal paths, how little he added in effect to certain things. Compression, I might as well throw out my compressors. Almost. But very interesting to see his point of view on a lot of things that are going on today in compression and converters and all kinds of issues that are in the forefront today. That it was neat to see his perspective.
Actually, no, it wasn't. It's a lot more than I expected, which is a good thing. So I came here. I mean, obviously open-minded, but I was, the schedule was pretty well laid out. But so you stuck to that, but I just got so much more out of it. So a lot more than I expected. I'm really pleased I did it. Absolutely. There were a number of things that stood out, but for me, what I got the most benefit from was basically interacting with people and being. One thing I learned today, and yet more today than yesterday, but certainly today, was being patient is really important in the whole process. And I'm probably too impatient and pushing people to do things, and I don't get the best out of people because of that, and I don't get the best out of myself either. So I rush things personally, I rush other people that are doing things, I accept when they rush things. So I've learned to push back a little bit, to be more relaxed, to Alan's pretty aggressive with the hitting the button and stopping you no matter what, and I think that's important. So You know, I consider myself more of a producer than an engineer, so it's a very important quality for a producer to, you know, to be able to guide the people that you're working with and make them feel comfortable and slow them down, etc. That's the biggest thing I got out of it, but I got a lot out of it, I really did. Very impressed.
The best thing about it was what I came for, was because these days you don't get many, nobody has the chance to do, like, be an apprentice or an assistant to somebody like Alan Parsons anymore. You know, like he had Jeff Emmerich and them, and, you know, a chance to work under somebody and hear what they're hearing and learn how to turn the knobs the way they do. And to get an opportunity like this, I wasn't going to let it go by.
I think this was a fabulous experience to have. You know, it's not often that you get to, you know, sit and stand, you know, right next to somebody of the caliber of Alan Parsons and watch him go through an entire session, you know, with the skilled musicians that he has, or that were here today or this weekend. And most importantly, what made it invaluable is really listening to the exchange of ideas of how to process and treat the tracks. And that's something that you're not going to get out of any book or any magazine. You know, it comes up on the spur, you know, as you listen back to the tracks, and, you know, you start to think of what possible ideas you can use to treat those tracks and how to blend it all together and make it all work. And, you know, those were the parts where I was like, okay, you know, it's like, I want to make sure I've got that all down, you know, inside my head, so I can take it back and add that to the tool bag of studio tricks for myself.
It was everything I expected and then some more. It was really interesting to watch his approach to everything, and I thought the interaction with everybody involved was a lot different than I expected. It was more open and interactive, and everybody had a part, and I think we all learned a lot more from it. Wow, I think Alan's lack of compression was pretty amazing, and where the mix went without any compression, considering how overused compression is. And just getting great sounds from the beginning, and he had great musicians, which helps, and a great song. So it was all a lot very pure. So it was really good.
Yeah, it was 80% what I suspected, and but then I did learn a few new things that I never knew before. You know, it's like there's always surprises that are nice. You know, it's like, wow, I never knew that little thing about that little thing before. And I've been working in this business like 40 years, and you know, you pick up twiddly bits here and there of all sorts of things. You know. But it was cool. I really enjoyed it. I think the overall experience was, you know, thumbs up.
It was a lot more than I expected. To be honest, I kind of expected the velvet rope treatment, where the superstar was over here doing his thing, and we were going to observe, and I would have been quite happy with that. But as you know, Julian, we ended up singing and touching and moving and doing everything, so it was a very immersive, hands-on experience that went way beyond anything I expected. I've got about 6 pages of notes for each of the 2 days, so the one thing is just what an amazing ear Alan has. I think if there was anything that really, other than the technical knowledge, the man just can hear things that we don't. So it was really a great thing to watch him work, and to observe the way he approaches certain problems totally out of the digital realm, just by ear. That was a great lesson for me as well.